All right. Hey, everybody. This is Valerie Lockhart from the Minnesota Women in Tech.
Do we need to do a countdown?
No,
Are we live everywhere?
we're live.
No countdown. I'm Troy from the Human Robot Alliance.
We are here today to give you our weekly AI report.
There you go. More stuff going on in the world of AI than we could possibly cover. So we're limited in the scope to some of our events and some things that are coming up.
So for this week, we will be doing or participating in a Science Day event at the University of Minnesota on Star Wars Day, May
May
4th.
the 4th.
And then Monday, we have our regular sandboxes that are happening at a couple of schools in the Twin Cities. That's for volunteers and students.
Worth mentioning that if not this week, sometime next week, we will be getting, they've been shipped, but we've got a couple of drones from the National Science Foundation that we're going to be working on some drone curricula with.
Sweet. We will also be at our regular hangout at the Reserve on Edina on Monday nights. That's a time for a bunch of us geeks to get together and talk about the things that we're doing around AI and with AI. And if anybody's interested in learning more about our microsims or what we're doing, you can join us at the Reserve. And
Yep.
then a week from today, we will be presenting at the Applied AI conference about how we've been using microsims to infiltrate the education system across Minnesota.
Augment.
Infiltrate, whatever.
Uh,
Overthrow.
Ixnay on the overthrow. You know how the robots get when you start using that kind of language. They, at any rate, we do have some. Joking aside, we do have some interesting announcements for the Applied AI next week. We won't be talking about them on the next podcast, but we will be talking about them on the week after that. So,
yes.
Very cool.
Again, this is just a reminder that we're in May now. So it is our microsim contest for the month is agriculture and mechanical engineering. So if you're out there making awesome microsims with the cards and they have anything to do with ag or mechanical engineering, throw them up on social media, put the hashtag microsim on there, and that is your entry to the contest. If you need more info, you can go to mtn.org/create, and there's a detailed list of what the contest is all about. On that same topic, the agriculture and mechanical engineering, we're going to be doing our AI Hackathon May 15th at South Central College in Mankato. This is hosted by the Minnesota State Southern Agriculture Center of Excellence. And we'll be hanging out from 2 to 6, doing some microsim work and hacking up code with AI. So
awesome. For all of our Mankato peeps, we would love to see you there in surrounding areas. So it's we've got a few friends down there.
Yeah. So now next is AI in the news. Like Troy said, there's a ton of shit going on all the time. Oh, pardon the language. Ton of stuff going on all the time. But we have picked a few things to discuss today as groundbreaking news.
Yeah. So always in the news is everything is getting bigger, faster, smarter, more multimodal. But everybody in our network would, of course, already know that. But there is an interesting event coming up May 25th. UNESCO has announced an event on May 25th that they are going to be doing a round table with AI safety experts from all around the world to talk about their standards. The MTN student safety standards, of course, are AI should never have access to children. So we'll see how well this roundtable does. We'll be watching that closely. Came across AI for Education has a prompt library that I can't speak for the validity of the prompts, but they cover enough interesting topics that I think it's worth looking at. That link is in the description. AI for Education, and it's their prompt library. It's information that, like our cards, goes across any AI. You can use it, but it's a good framework, I think, for looking at how to use AI in education. Amazon has announced a prompt engineering 101 course, which also link in the description. I've looked through it. It's actually quite good. I recommend, in addition to that, Scott Adams' Reframe Your Brain book, because I think that's probably going to be the best AI engineering, prompt engineering book that will ever be released. But the Amazon class, which I don't think has a certification, but it's a good class for giving a technical overview. In some exciting or alarming news, depending upon who we're talking about, Anthropic has announced that Claude is now on the iOS App Store. So your students are going to be able to use Claude 3. They're going to be able to use Claude free on their phone. Our preference, obviously, would be that there's an adult using that AI rather than the students directly. And GPT-4, they're joining GPT-4, and I'm sure Meta's. You got your GPT-4 on the.
I got my GPT-4 app. I was just gonna say, like, for adults, this is a kick-ass way to interact with the AI, because like I can literally just talk. Like, it's got it on the app. There's an interface where you could just talk to it, like, conversationally, and it
Yeah.
will speak back to you and give you the answers. So, like, ridiculous for adults. Kids should probably have some intermediary people in between it, but for those of us who are old enough to handle it, it's awesome.
You haven't used the Claude. So I've used
No, I
Claude in the
haven't tried
browser. I
Claude.
haven't used it. I haven't used it on the phone. So
No.
I was going to send you the download to it so you could try it out. But I'm sure it's very cool for adults. Not convinced that it's a good idea for kids.
No, exactly.
In kind of fun mystery news, a mysterious model called GPT-2 Chatbot came out, and it was out for just a couple of days. Somebody discovered it, and everybody's like, GPT-2, who cares? And they fired it up, and it started beating all of these famous benchmarks for awesome models. The hype went crazy. People were like, is this GPT-5? Is it some variant of the GPT 4 Turbo? What's going on with it? And all of a sudden it disappeared. So it's easy to predict that this would have eventually happened, but some mysterious chat model that was better than all of the other chat models out there came out for a couple of days. The people who were paying attention noticed it, and then it disappeared. So who knows? Hats off to whatever very, very clever person or people pulled that one off, but it'll be interesting to see if that ever reveals itself as to what happened. So that's all we've got in the news. What else is going on, Val?
That's about it for this week. Again, we'll be coming to you probably live from the Applied AI conference next week.
Oh, we're going to be live?
Probably, maybe.
Okay.
We'll try.
It's possible. If it is, be sure to tune in. We'll announce if it is going to be, or if we hope it to be. Yeah, we do have some very interesting announcements that I'm pretty sure will be happening at the Applied AI.
Cool. So if you want to connect with us in the meantime, you can find us at MN Tech Network on Twitter or X, and then email is info@mtn.org. Thanks
Awesome.
for everything.
Bye.
Bye.